10.
Would you drink this? Some folks in the valley are questioning whether the water they wake up to is safe. People living in a small Minnesota town say they have a water problem. As soon as it started turning that rust color, they started asking questions.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly hit the road to find out how bad the problem is and what's being done about it.
This is what the water looks like in Dalton, Minnesota. It has a brown, almost orange coloration, and I'm told it's been that way for months.
I'm disgusted by it. I am absolutely saddened that the people of Dalton have to put up with this.
Joan Huber says the brown coloration comes and goes, but just this morning she woke up to more water problems and she needs answers.
People are wanting to know what is going on, how is this going to be rectified, and nobody's getting any answers.
The only real answers that townspeople say they've received came in this flyer hanging in the post office building. A closer look points out something unsettling, that there are unacceptable levels of arsenic in the water.
I think a lot of people in town were very surprised. The arsenic levels are above what the state allows. I'm paying for the water. I feel that a notice should have hit my mailbox.
Even with arsenic, the notice says there is no safety concern to residents. But that's not putting people's mind at ease looking at what's coming out of their taps.
We're washing our clothes in it. We're wearing them clothes. We're showering in this stuff. If I had an animal, I wouldn't think twice about filling the dog's water bowl. It's very frustrating.
Residents say they feel the water is unreliable and not something they want to drink or use, pointing out that it stains clothes and they believe it damages their house appliances too.
I'm paying them for that water? That's disgusting. Would you make baby formula with that?
People say they just want better communication about what is being done and when they can expect clean water at all times. I made several efforts to get a hold of city leaders, but was unable to do so. I was told by one person that because of the size of Dalton, that it can be difficult to get a hold of city leaders, especially during the holidays. I will continue to try and let you know what they say. Mike?
All right, thanks so much, Katie Opperly reporting live. We did learn that another test was done on the water quality Tuesday and that they are awaiting the results.
A live chat app has been launched in North Dakota to help with customer assistance and production licensing. During normal business hours, North Dakotans can speak directly with an employee about their insurance questions without picking up the line.
It doesn't interrupt your day quite as much as a phone call, and I think a lot of people today probably tend to either want to do it over the computer or via text or something like that. So it's an opportunity for us to reach people, I think, the way they want to be reached.
To access the app, go to the Department of Insurance website where the live chat tab will automatically pop up on the screen when an operator is available.
The Minnesota Historical Society has added a pair of Charles Lindbergh's flight goggles to their collection. Lindbergh, who's a Little Falls, Minnesota native, was the first to complete a non-stop solo transatlantic flight from New York to Paris back in May of 1927. Images of the goggles will be available online once digitized. The Historical Society holds many artifacts related to Lindbergh and his life, including the Lindbergh home in Little Falls at the Charles Lindbergh House and Museum.
From 2001 to 2015, 300 North Dakota veterans committed suicide. With the problem growing nationally, the North Dakota Department of Veterans Affairs is challenging people to learn the signs and possibly save a life. Commissioner Lonnie Wangan wants the public and organization leaders to take this SAVE training course. Wangan says the suicide rate among North Dakota vets is alarmingly high. At the county level, veteran service officers hope the program can change some attitudes about finding help.
One thing that's difficult for some veterans to do is seek treatment and admit that they need some help. And that's really a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness, to admit that you need help and to seek that assistance.
For more information on the program and links to the training, go to our website and click on this story.
Do you spend a lot of money to celebrate Independence Day? Well, the 4th of July is quickly approaching and many people are loading up at fireworks stores.
As Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard found out, some people are spending more now than ever before.
Dustin Trail is traveling through town from Montana.
It's pretty loud and it covers the whole sky.
He says his goal was to load the back of his car.
I think the total is 580.
And that's only his share, or a quarter of what he and his friends plan to spend on fireworks for their annual show.
I mean, no one really walks out without a full cart. It seems like everyone's doing usually a full cart.
Johnny Starr, owner of Starr Fireworks, says there are plenty of big spenders when it comes to fireworks. He says some shows can be $1,000 a minute.
I'm finding the average is probably $300 to $400 that they're spending.
Geraldine Lang of Generous Jerry's in Fargo has been in the business for 27 years and says people are spending more money than ever before.
I custom built an assortment for somebody for $2,500.
All varying in prices.
As you can buy something like this for $350, a small one, but as you can see behind us, they go all the way up to $150.
But why so much money?
We're all cooped up all winter long, so summertime comes, we'll be out at the lakes, boats, fishing, and fireworks goes along with it.
Trail says he's been working 400 hours a month just for his fireworks show. That means so much to him.
I did put in a whole lot of overtime. I've been working about 200-hour pay halves.
And as with anything, there are those who can afford them and those who can't. Trail says he hopes the ones that can afford them are able to share and be open with those around them. Reporting live in South Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Thank you, Callie. There are also laws surrounding fireworks where you can and cannot light them and when. For example, go too far in West Fargo and it could cost you $1,000. For more information on penalties, visit our website, valleynewslive.com.
President Donald Trump says his appearance at the 4th of July celebrations on the National Mall will feature fighter jets and tanks. The president told reporters that his remarks at the Lincoln Memorial will be accompanied by a display of military hardware. His speech and the military display will be the first for the event, which traditionally features an evening concert and fireworks without speeches from politicians. The president also says he's considering action to try and delay the 2020 census after the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling against including a citizenship question.
Several new laws took effect in Minnesota today, including one that says drug makers and distributors will help pay the price for the opioid epidemic.
Reporter Reg Chapman explains.
Surrounded by advocates, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed a bill into law to help fight the opioid epidemic in the state.
Senator Eaton and I started working on this bill 3 years ago in her office, thinking about ways that we can create a dedicated funding stream of money that can go directly to funding the solution.
House File 400 has been a long time in the making for Lexi Reed Holtom, executive director of the Steve Rumbler Hope Network, and Senator Chris Eaton, both who lost loved ones due to opioid addiction.
The taxpayers and the county taxpayers are paying the majority of the costs of this care. It's been over $5 billion since the beginning of 2000 in Minnesota.
The bill takes some of that burden off the taxpayer and place it on opioid manufacturers and distributors by imposing higher registration fees. It should raise about $21 million annually. Part of the money will go for grants to fund prevention strategies, intervention, treatment, and recovery. Some will go to counties to reimburse them for growing child protection costs. The bill also allows funding for culturally appropriate treatment for members of the state's Native American community.
What this bill means is that first responders, lay community, child protection, treatment facilities, will have access to, everybody and anybody in the state will have access to better quality education, prevention.
The new law also requires health plans to report drug price trends each year, among other measures.
Dozens of cute critters came out for a furry fundraiser tonight, with proceeds from the event going to the Turtle Mountain Animal Rescue. Red River Corgis partnered up with Fargo Brewing Company, Downtown Dogs, and Fetcher's Dog Kennel and Boarding. Folks could go in the pen and play and pet the corgis on display. Red River Corgis started as a Facebook group that's grown over the years. Organizers say the community's response has been awesome.
You just watch people come in, their eyes light up. Like anytime you see a corgi, you just get excited, you know. As we had our little meetups at the park, people started coming to those. And so we decided, like I said, that, hey, why not put on something for the shelters in the area?
They are cute. If you're interested in the group, you can contact them on their Facebook page.
The cleanup's going to continue for several days following Saturday afternoon's storm that included wind speeds reaching almost 80 miles an hour. Whether it was your neighbor's tree or maybe their trampoline that damaged your property, a Fargo insurance agent says you're the one that's going to have to pay.
They should do their diligence and make sure that they've done the best possible that they can to make sure that that trampoline doesn't go flying away. But even if it does go flying away, it still was not their intention to have it happen. What really caused that to happen was the wind.
Tveed also says the same rule goes for anything else that might blow around and cause some damage, adding that wind and hail are about 75% of the claims that they see every year.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Much quieter to start our new month of July out here. A gorgeous setting sun on our first day of the month and temperatures summer-like. It's after highs in the low 80s. We are in the low 70s right now. The wind is calm, and looking up to the north, we have just dipped into the 60s in Grand Forks, 71 in Devil's Lake, Jamestown at 70 degrees. In Lakes Country right now, low 70s in Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls. Wadena, 66, and Badette at 67 degrees. A little bit less humidity in the air. Most of that oppressively moist air has moved well down to the south. After a day of severe weather in southern Minnesota, it's a little quieter, but still rainy. We do have strong thunderstorms pushing into northwest parts of North Dakota right now. Severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect there, and an active severe thunderstorm warning for this storm that is approaching the Crosby area right now. It's moving off to the east, and it'll take a while, but there'll be a chance for some thunderstorm activity overnight. The question is, how strong will they be? And the answer is likely they will be diminishing in intensity after we get beyond the 3 o'clock hour. That's when they push into our area. You notice they start to lose some of their punch as they move into our area here in the valley. Temperatures around 60 degrees to 65 degrees to start your day, and then by the lunch hour, we'll be heating things up. Sunshine aplenty and temperatures near 80. It looks like south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. In the afternoon, there will be a chance for some hit and miss thunder showers across the area. Not everyone will see them. A few of us may, as temperatures reach the mid 80s for some. It's later in the day as we go into the evening and overnight hours. We could see some development with an upper level wave working its way through. Those storms will move to the north and east as we go through the overnight hours. Those could be robust to severe with wind and hail. We'll keep you apprised of that again Tuesday night into your Wednesday morning. Temperatures for the afternoon will be sizzling in the Red River Valley and southeast North Dakota, a little more comfortable up in the Devil's Lake Basin, and with hit and miss showers and thunder showers across parts of northwest Minnesota for the afternoon, low 80s there. A lot of photos sent to us from this weekend storms and every day, and I want to thank all of you for doing that, like April here, capturing a double rainbow near Jamestown this weekend. Here's your planning forecast as we get ready for the 4th of July. Remember, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, a round of storms. Wednesday afternoon, spotty showers and thunderstorm development. Once again, a few could be on the strong side. And then for the 4th of July, we cannot rule out thunderstorms. It does look like there'll be a chance of spotty storms. The best chance looks in the southern half of the viewing area. Notice cooler temperatures, though, for your 4th of July. And then as we close out the work week, we stay on the cool side heading into the weekend, mid-70s there. Sunday looks delightful. It looks dry with high pressure in place and 78 great degrees.
It is the one day when there's not a chance of rain.
It looks
so we
really
concur.
Good. Yeah, it's not going to rain all day, every day there. There's just a chance almost every day.
Thank you.
You bet.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, PTSD and what's being done to treat it.